Looks like Captain America's having a bad day. Ghosted. Say hello to the worst movie of the year. By far, it's that bad. So what is this movie? This movie is a Apple exclusive. Apple has a streaming service. I refuse to pay for that. I have enough streaming services. I don't even, other than like one or two movies, I don't see a reason to get Apple. There's that Tetris movie. I hear that's actually pretty good. There was something else a long time ago I thought sounded interesting, but none of it is enough for me to pay for the service. And now they have this. So the reason I'm talking about this is because Chris Evans has his big mouth, and he's trying to be Mr. Political the past couple of years, especially as he's walked away from the Avengers. His career is pretty much done now. He'll never have the level of popularity that he had when he was Captain America. This is the thing with the modern movie star. The modern movie star needs franchises. You need to be attached to a character to have any kind of popularity. Because the day of the movie star, where you would say, well, let's go see a Chris Evans movie, that doesn't exist anymore. It used to be, let's go see that Nick Cage movie. Let's go see that Stallone movie. Let's go see that Schwarzenegger movie. None of that exists anymore. Now it's all about, let's go see that Marvel movie. It's all about the franchise. So it's always funny when these loudmouths leave their famous roles, which he could have probably stayed on, by the way. He's not that old. I'm sure Marvel would have worked with him, and they could have kept him in the MCU for a few more movies. But he decided he was going to walk away. He's done with the role. And he's going to go do Ghosted. Now, the person I do feel bad for is Ana de Armas, because she's very attractive, and she seems like a okay person. I don't know. What I do know is she's not running her mouth on social media all the time, making her look like a damn fool. She actually kind of gets that. She talked about it in an interview, how she thinks it's good to be kind of mysterious. She gets it. Chris Evans doesn't. So this is some movie where Ana de Armas is a spy, and basically Chris Evans plays a Bond girl. That's what it looks like to me. And I thought this was originally going to go to theaters, and it's actually only on Apple Plus or whatever the hell they call it. And nobody likes it. Not only do critics hate it badly, they very much hate it, audiences don't care for it either. It's sitting at 63% over on the audience score over on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's not a good score. That's a low score for an audience. So let's see what they're saying. We'll start with the audience. David A. says, shallow, unfunny, and cringe writing. Lack of chemistry while dialogue keeps insisting it's off the charts. Jarring cameos and one-dimensional villains. Overtly cheap, staged-looking sets. Some good action sequences, but some stolen ones executed worse than their predecessors. This guy likes this as predictable, but an entertaining joyride. This was inevitable that we witnessed Ana de Armas elegantly dispatching bad guys in No Time to Die. I'm going to cut her some slack for taking the Ghosted gig. She likely needed an emotional palate cleanser after surviving Blonde. I give Ghosted 2 stars for simply allowing Miss de Armas to stimulate our retinal nerves for almost 2 hours and a half star for sneaking in yet another scream. So he didn't like the movie, but he gave it 2.5 stars because Ana de Armas is hot, and she is very, very, very beautiful woman, very attractive woman. She's great in Blade Runner 2049. She's the only reason to watch that movie. It's because she's in the whole movie, like in advertisements and everything. She's the only reason that movie is good. Here's another one. It was cheesy, but it is a rom-com, and it had Chris Evans, so that's really the only reason I watched it. Oh, and Ana de Armas is cool, too. 2 stars. Loaded with talented actors, but couldn't handle the bad writing. 1 star. Despite having all the best ingredients, the end result was a vapid, favorless disaster of a movie. What a disappointment. Here's another one. Truly horrible. Words cannot explain how disappointing this is. Let's just say that halfway through the movie, I switched to Netflix to watch something else. And so on and so on. I mean, this is pretty much basically the gist of it. Some people give it good reviews, like this one. So confused by the harsh reviews. Nearly didn't watch it, but glad I did. Fun, funny. The humor landed, and the callbacks were snappy and frequent. I thought the leads had great chemistry. The action tried to be unique as far as locations. At least the final battle in the spinning restaurant was smart, cool, and different. Maybe could have benefited from an overarching theme to make it a more memorable movie. And then right under that, it says, terribly acted. Whoever greenlit it should be fired. A lot of people talk about their chemistry as being bad. Like they have bad chemistry. The critics' criticisms of it actually echo what I just read you. So, I mean, take that for what it is. I'm not going to spend too much time on them because the only reason I care what they're saying is because of the fact that it lines up with the audience score. 250 plus ratings for the audiences, 65% or 65 reviews for critics. So, you know, it's not that far off, or it's completely far off. But the fact that the audience score is so low makes me laugh. So if this was in the theater, and unfortunately it's not, we don't get to laugh at the box office. But if it was, it would bust. Another girl boss movie, too, by the way. Chris Evans, after playing the hero of America, is basically a damsel in distress, dumb, goofy, dim-witted guy who basically stalks her, too, by the way. I think they have like a one-night stand or brief relationship, and then she, ghosts him, and that's because she's a spy and she's off doing stuff. So he flies to London to surprise her. It's the dude she knew for like 2 weeks or some shit. It's weird. Weird behavior. So he's a simpy dude. Wow. Like, we don't get enough of those movies. Anyway. I laugh at this simply because Chris Evans is a political hack. He's not as bad as Mark Ruffalo, but he's getting there. Ruffalo, of course, takes the crown for Marvel idiot. Chris Evans, though, is right behind him with his stupid-ass takes that he puts out all the time. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. Comment below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.